I have no clue why every morning the song that pops in my head is that song. It's beautiful morning. eh. So YouTube is like being a butthole lately and totally not letting music play. So yeah, like it drowns it out. Like, what is wrong with this world? We need music. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up. It's day number 5,172 with me in the same hat and sweatshirt. Yes, people. Yes, it is 5 a.m. here, Mountain Time. Super thankful that it is not 4 a.m., which it will be in the spring when I hop on these Zooms. So I'm really, that's what I'm thankful for today. What are y'all thankful for? Tell me in the comments. We're with these morning Zooms, we have been rocking out. And if you guys know, Monday we did our first giveaway. Chas was like, oh my God, these morning Zooms are crazy. You need to do giveaways. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. So I'm giving away some journals because what better way to start out the new year? If you're new to our team and you're just joining a morning Zoom for the first time, welcome. We're so excited to have you. I mean, there's no better way to start your morning off, right, than to hop on with me in the same sweatshirt, the same hat every day. It doesn't get any better than that, people. I am so excited. If you saw my Facebook page, hey, go do me a favor, and if you can think of an M name for a puppy that's a boy. Oh my gosh, I got a new puppy coming, and I have this like, why do we do this? Like themes. Both my dogs are M names, so I'm trying to stick with the M's. You know what? I've had Moxie, but not Moxley. Um, People put, so that's good. Morty, cute. Right now I have Micah and Mochi. Micah and Mochi. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm actually flying to Florida to pick up the doggy. It's Stephanie Grachek, if you guys know who that is. Well, most of you, I'm sure, know who Steph is. She her puppy had dogs, and unfortunately her puppy actually passed away after having the doggies. And I know Steph was just devastated. You know how dogs are. Like, they are your family, dude. They are not they are family. Like, you don't get over something like that. And her and her daughters and friends are literally taking care of 4 pups, like helping them poop, feeding them under a warmer. Like, she's getting no sleep. It's probably worse than like an actual baby. But I am the owner of one of the pups, and so excited because we are meeting in Florida for something, and I'm gonna pick the puppy up then. And so say some prayers for Steph and the pups that they get well. So anyways, I jabbed for a minute, so we gave people a chance to hop on. I hope you guys are having the most amazing Wednesday morning ever. And once again, I'm blown away at the amount of people that hop on the Zoom. Like, y'all, why do you, dude? I'm commending you, because getting up in the morning if you don't have to, or even hopping on the Zoom if you have to give up, it's pouring into you, pouring into yourself, and what a way to start off your morning. Like, so kudos to you. Congratulations for getting on. If you guys are new to our morning Zooms, we start out every single morning with our gratitude. If you have a 5-minute journal or gratitude journal, you want to get that out now. A piece of paper, a sticky note, whatever. And it's time to write down those 5 things that you're grateful for over the last 24 hours or so. And dig deep, guys, dig deep. Like, we know you're grateful for food and your kids, and right, I mean, you don't want to write down the same things every day. Really have to dig what happened in the last 24 hours that you can say, man, I'm grateful for that. And it can be the smallest thing to the biggest thing. And if you want to share with us in the comments what your 5 things are, that's awesome. If you don't, if you want to be private, you can totally not share at all. That's up to you. And the other thing I like to do is write down some I am statements, 5 I am statements. What are some things that you are today, right? I am a rock star promoter signer. I am a good mom, a great mom. I am um, the best Christmas present shopper buyer ever. I am. What are you today? Write down those I am statements that you can read out loud to yourself. And then also, what's your intention for the day? Write down a main goal. What's your main goal today? Maybe that main goal is personal, maybe it's business, but write something down that has to do with that. I do want to share with you guys that if you are looking for something to keep you a little bit consistent, because consistency is key when it comes to doing these things every morning. The 5 minute journal is a great way to do that. You can find those on Amazon. There's also this little cute self-care book. I call it the 5 minute journal on crack, that Chastity Marie found, and they are on Amazon. It's awesome. I just love it. I'm doing both this year. I'm going to do this and the 5 minute journal because this one goes a little bit deeper into you personally. Like, what are you putting into your body? Are you exercising? Are you giving yourself time to read, think, sit down? All of that kind of is in here. And both of those journals literally can be done morning and night within 5 to 10 minutes. Like if you cannot put 5 to 10 minutes a day into your personal growth and self-development, it is why you're going to continue to hit wall after wall after wall in this business. Self-development is something you have to get consistent with. And I'm telling you, it is something that you absolutely will not regret doing. Um, you change your thinking, you change your life, and that kind of actually goes with our topic today. So I hope that you guys understand how extremely valuable and extremely important it is to make sure every morning you're doing your gratitude, your self-care, you're making sure you're putting time into self-development, because if you don't, and it's about getting consistent again, guys. So pick something that's easy that you can do, and do it for a year. And yeah, are you going to have times? There's totally been times where I've left my 5 minute journal at home and I was traveling and I forgot to pack it. You know what I do? I grab a piece of paper nearby me, or if I skip a day, it doesn't mean I fall off the wagon, right? I just make sure I do it the next day. Are you perfect in your self-development growth? Absolutely not. But you're always trying daily and getting in the habit of starting off your day with gratitude, starting off your day with I am statements, starting off your day with intention. It's pretty hard to go the rest of the day in a negative mind space when you're so used to starting your day off in such a positive mind space. And I wanted to throw in something else today. And I'm going to pass it over to my host today, my co-host, um, to share a little bit about what they do with self-development in the mornings, how they start their mornings. But don't forget to include in your morning routine. One of the things I do is don't pick up your phone first. Keep your phone down, right? Because if you pick up your phone first, you know what you're going to do? You're going to start scrolling, answering questions, reading posts, and then all of a sudden you forget your gratitude. You forget your self development. You forget your intention, right? The other thing I want you to do is right after that, I want you to have a certain amount of people that you edify before you start your day. That has always been a rule of mine. It's something I've done now for 8 years. 8 years, I edify 5 people before I even start my day. What does that mean? What does edification mean? It means that you are going to go and tell somebody something amazing about someone else, right? Like, for instance, maybe I say to Brittany Hyder, Brittany, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you for always being on the morning Zooms and recording. And anytime I need a helping hand, you know, putting yourself out there. Maybe I do this privately, maybe I do it publicly, but it's with intention. It is absolutely thinking about that, like not just picking someone to pick them, but to know why, who's standing out to you, who's stepping up to you. And this doesn't even have to be in your Lavelle business. It can be in your personal life. Maybe you want to shout out your kids. Maybe you want to send a message to your daughter because of something, or your husband, or your mother, or your sister, or your cousin, or your neighbor. This can be anything, but make it a rule: 5 people before you even start your day. Because first of all, people join Lavelle and they love you, and they come and gather around you and they support you on your journey. Why? In life, why do they do that? Because you make them feel special. You know what? People will join Lavelle for, yeah, the thought of money and where it could go and maybe an extra income. But do you want to know why they stay? And I think we can all agree with this. They stay because of you, your heart, your community, making them feel like they're not just a number, making them feel like they are special. And there is nothing like getting a message from someone saying thank you, or you're amazing, or I appreciate you, or you really are beautiful inside and out. And for 8 years, I start every morning before I even send a first message, before I get in that first three-way message, before I post on my Facebook, I send out those five every morning and every night, 5 people that I want to just say thank you or point out something good about them, because you know what? You may be the only person in their life that's doing that. So get in those habits, you guys. The best habit I ever created in my life was that. Stace and Heather and Shannon are on with me today. Yay! I don't know if Stacey, Heather, or Shannon, you guys want to jump in and share how you start your morning. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about for the first couple of minutes here, is a little bit of morning intention and any tips you have.
Hey, I'm on. It's Heather. Good morning.
Hey,
I'm starting my morning with my cat because he's just jumping up on my lap. But you guys talking about positive thinking, like I drink out of I love like different kinds of coffee cups. So this morning mine says you are enough. And then on the other side it says I am enough. So I have those kinds of things too all around my house.
That's the cutest.
Yeah, my niece got it for me for my birthday. Yeah, so I talked about this the last morning Zoom I was on, you guys. I get up and I do my 10-minute meditation. I shared the app a couple weeks ago or a week ago in the Dream Team. It's called Waking Up by Sam Harris. I have been making that a habit for myself, and it has made such a huge difference. Just getting up and doing exactly what Lisa said. I mean, my meditation app is on my phone, obviously, but I have it set to notify me, and it literally says it's time to meditate. So I take my jumper cables, I sit up in my bed, and I give my brain that first 10 minutes of just being still with myself. And it's the hardest thing to do. Like, you think 10 minutes, that's not that long. 10 minutes, I have like 5 billion thoughts in 10 minutes. I realize how squirrely my brain is. Sometimes I'm like over here thinking this over here, but it allows me to go back to my focus. And I think that's so huge for us all, right? Aren't we always constantly doing that? Like, we're putting ourselves back on the track of focus, like, okay, I need to focus on this. What is the most important thing? The meditation app, I think, does that for me in that first 10 minutes, but then it helps me to follow through with that like all day. Like, it helps me to just stay on focus, but remembering that I need to put some things on my plate that are for myself. So meditation is one of them. I started working out and exercising again. You guys, self-development, all of these things we talk about, the power of positive thinking, you have to have self-care in there. I think these are all parts of self-care. Like, we need to put ourselves on our to-do list, because if we don't, we are going to be in burnout mode, and we're going to be coming into, like, I'm so jacked up for 2021 because I'm already starting to manifest the things that I want to happen in my life in 2021. I know what I've accomplished in 2020, despite all of the difficult things that are happening around us in our world. We're here, we're together, we have this culture, we have this team, and I have personally accomplished some pretty amazing things in 2020 despite it all. Like, how blessed are we that we can still say that we are bringing in an income, we have some sort of supplementation, we have a support system. There's a lot of people right now that have a lack of both of those things. They feel secluded, they feel alone. So the meditation, but self-care to me is huge too. Like, I have just been that hour or two for myself on the treadmill. Like, there's nothing that sets me up for having a better day than taking care of myself first.
Heather,
that's what I do.
Tell everybody how close you are to hitting the Millionaires Club.
I'm about $22,000 away from hitting the Millionaires Club.
I can't. So. I'm so excited.
I know, me too. I told my husband, I was like, hon, I'm gonna hit the Millionaires Club. He's like, all right, I'm so excited, but let's make another million. I'm like, okay.
In 4 years, you guys, in a little over 4 years, Heather will have hit $1 million in income. Like you all, this is what is possible in this industry, in this business. And it's because Heather has stayed absolutely consistent through all of it, through the ups and the downs. If you guys know anything about Heather's story, there's been a lot of downs, but there's been a lot of ups. And one of the biggest ups ever will be when she hits that big million. It's coming. It's going to drag right now.
I know, because it's December. You guys, here's the, you know what's so crazy to think about, and you talk about like we're talking about power of positive thinking today, and I'm really big into believing manifestation. Like I believe that you will manifest everything that you want in this life, but you have to be specific and you've got to go for it and you've got to ask. You can't just say, well, I hope this happens. I literally get on my knees and I specifically ask God for the things that I know I want. And I'm not just saying material things. Put me in a path of people I know I can help. Whose life can I help to change? Whose story can I be a part of? And every time I get to do that, you guys, it's not just like, okay, I signed you up, see you later. It's an honor to me. It's a privilege. Is every single person going to do the thing? No, but I'm going to love them where they are, whatever their thing is for that moment. You have no idea if a promoter can come back 6 months later and be like, okay, now I'm ready. Tiffany was just saying that on the Zoom last week, how Britt kept messaging her. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? You know, she loved her where she was at in the space she was at, but she didn't forget about her. She didn't forget that she was a person with dreams and goals and that she was going to be that light for her. So I'm really, that to me, the manifestation of your life is like absolutely huge. You guys, I used to make $11,000 a year working, putting my child in daycare. Like I live in a small town. The opportunity for employment here sucks. So $11,000 a year I used to make going to work 4 days a week at a nonprofit organization. I can't even believe I worked for a year for $11,000, first of all, but I did.
But I can't believe that you didn't have a cell phone when I met you. What the hell?
Nope.
You guys, I literally go to Heather's hometown. It's like the frozen tundra of Michigan. There's like population 3 and Heather's one of them. And I'm like, dude, you need a cell phone for this business. And she's like, oh, I don't have one of those. And I'm like, okay, well, you need one of those. And she got one of those, and yeah, it was quite hilarious.
Listen, you guys, I met Lisa Fuller for the first time. I went to Walmart. We were in another said company. We used to wear, you know, ugly green. I went to Walmart, bought a $6 green shirt, and I remember meeting Lisa, and she had like black boots on and a like pencil skirt, and she had all this bling on, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be her one day. I want to be her.
Then you really got to know me. And you were like, yeah, okay.
Because I was sitting there in that chair, broke as hell with a $6 Walmart shirt on, you know, but I had a dream. I had a vision, even at that moment in my life, that I saw somebody that was different, that came from nothing different than I'd come from, struggle life. We all have our things. And she sat there and I was like, you know what, if she can do this, I can do this. And I never let go of that. I just did it. I never believed that I couldn't do it. And I still do. I just keep thinking that every day, like I can do anything.
You can do anything. You can.
Off on a tangent, but that's how I start out.
No, everybody needed to hear it all. Hey, Stacee, Shannon, you guys got anything you want to add to your morning routine, or just kind of what we're talking about right now? Anything? Are you on?
Yeah,
I
can go.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Shannon.
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. So I can go over my whole kind of like morning routine if you want. I feel like having a morning routine for me really in general helps, so I can share that.
Absolutely, go for it.
All right, so it took me a really long time to find a routine that worked for me, and I still take things out and add things in here and there, but one of the very first things that I do in the morning, because I really struggle with getting out of bed, I go all the way downstairs to take my capsules in the morning, and I open up all the curtains usually, but to actually get out of bed when my alarm goes off, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, So I don't have to wake up until my son gets up, but I wake up before him because I like to get a bunch of stuff done and be productive before he's awake. So what I do in the morning right away is I either listen to some 90s R&B, or I'll put on like Montel Williams, This Is How We Do It, Tootsie Roll, something, you know, from way back in the day that will just get you pumped up. And I swear that gets me out of my bed in like 3 seconds. And then what I do right away is I make my bed, because I feel like if I do not make my bed, I am going to get back at it after I take my capsules. So I like to do that. It makes me feel super productive. After I go ahead and do that, I'll usually either hop into my desk and I will do my IMs right away. So I always do like a whole page of like IM statements. Every single day I write that out. So that's my gratitude. And I will go ahead and either listen to an Audible book. I have a bunch of those. Or I'll go back and forth between reading like, you know, a hard copy. So right now I'm reading The Universe Has Your Back. It's really great.
Oh, that's a good book.
Mm-hmm. She has a whole bunch of other books too. I have them, but I haven't read them yet. I've been really into Audible, but I like to read a hard copy every now and then. I just like the feel of turning a page. It makes me feel like I've been productive. So I like doing that. I like to also have a plan for my day. So I have this little You've Got This list. I think I got it on Amazon for like $8. And it just has a whole bunch of little things in it that keeps you on track. So you have like goals that you write out, a to-do list, things that you must get done today, appointments, your water intake, your health and fitness goals. It has like your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then at the end of the day, you can write your achievements out. So that kind of helps me to have a plan and a goal. It's easier for me to have a little piece of paper than it is for me to have like a big planner or something like that to have to go into, a big bulky thing to keep track of. Just to have a little piece of paper is a lot more simple for me, especially being a stay-at-home mom. So I like to get all of that done right away in the morning. Obviously, I mean, I go ahead and I do my capsules and my shake, my DFT in between there, but I am really consistent with sharing my whole morning routine in my stories. So I am making sure that I am taking a picture of my capsules. I usually like to do a little video of me doing my shake and engaging with people that way. And I get a lot of interaction and engagement when I do little videos in my stories, as opposed to just taking a picture of my shake. People are more likely to comment like, oh my gosh, your laugh is so funny, or what is that you're putting in your shake, or what is that shake, rather than if you're just taking a picture. So I find that helps me a lot to, you know, go ahead and do that and make those kinds of stories. Usually by this time, I mean, my kid's awake and we're doing stuff, and I share throughout the day like what we're doing and things like that. But as far as my morning routine, I also have a little bit of a night routine, and I really think that helps with my burnout. So every night by like 9:30, I mean, unless I'm working towards a goal, so like when we had the 200K pay that we were going for the other day, obviously I'm going to stay up and I'm going to make that happen. But unless we have something like really important that I'm working towards, I put my phone down at night. I put my phone down and I spend time with my significant other. It really helps me to avoid burnout. And I take some time for myself. I feel like pouring back into your cup, if you're not doing that, you're gonna end up being burnt out at one point or another. And I know that we've probably all been there. I've been there recently. And something else that really helps me to get over that is to share about it. So maybe not right in the exact moment, but if I'm having a bad day or a bad week and I'm struggling with it, I'll literally go live on Facebook and I'll talk about it. And I swear the very next day, it's like I've gotten out of my funk. So that's just a little tip that I have. But the last thing that I wanted to talk about is to make sure that you have your visions and your goals really clear. So I know that we always talk about manifesting and vision boards and things like that. I've literally been making vision boards since I was a teenager. I would cut out things from magazines and tape them up to my wall. So I redo my vision board. I'm sure it's really hard to see, but I do it at least every 6 months. I update my vision board, and manifesting is super important to me. I remember the last time we were at conference. So that was back in 2019, was it? 2018, 2019? Anyway, I remember after seeing all of those inspiring people on stage and hearing all of those stories, I was determined to advance in my rank. And we had rank advancement bonuses at that time, and I wanted to get up to the next rank. Every single day after leaving conference, and while I did not hit my next rank in that month, I wrote down every single day in my AMs. I wrote it on my bathroom mirror. I wrote, I am 40K in May. I am 40K in May. And you guys, before that, I was hardly holding 12K. I hit 40K because I believed it. I wrote it down every single day. I felt like I thought it into existence and it happened. So seriously, manifesting is so important. If you have some time to write down your I ams every day, please make sure that you're doing that. It just takes a couple of minutes and it makes such a huge impact on your day and on your life. So I think that that's all that I have.
Oh my God, Shannon, all so good. I love hearing how different people start their mornings, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to add that in, or I want to start doing that. Because everybody's different. Like you said, you pump it out with some music in the morning. Like, dude, whatever your jam is to get you going, to get you thinking in the right direction. Like, you don't have to hop on the morning Zoom with us and our way's the only way, dude. There's like many different ways, and I just love hearing those different ways. Stacee, you on?
I'm on. Hello, good morning.
Oh my God, you're like me. We both had like maybe 4 hours of sleep. I don't know, 3. This is our life lately. This is seriously our whole entire existence lately is are these Zooms. Oh, what a fun life.
This is like way wicked early for me. I'm not gonna lie. And here's the really super cool thing, you guys, about just being individual and independent of anybody else. My morning does not look anything like Heather's. Totally not gonna lie. My morning does not look anything like Shannon's, but my morning works for me. And so something that I share, and excuse me, I am like so stuffy. I cannot kick whatever I have, like this cold or sinuses or something. But this is, for me, 5 a.m. is really early. Normally I'm up by 5, but I'm not like really functioning until about 6:45, because I take that time in the morning for myself. And what does my day look like? So I'm not a super awesome sleeper. And I've learned that once I wake up, if I just get myself up for the day, one of the things that, we teach our team is wake up in the morning and put on your armor for the day. So I know the second that I grab my phone, or the second that my kids wake up, like the day's going to attack me. And I've known that for a really, really long time. So I feel like way before network marketing, I feel like what I have to do is get myself in the right mind space. So the second my feet hit the floor, capsules aside, but the second my feet hit the floor, I am protected with that armor for the day, because I know that stuff is just going to start flying at me, right? Like I'm going to wake up and I'm going to let the dogs out, or, and my dogs are going to get in a fight, or my kids are going to argue, or my teenager forgot his homework. Something crazy is going to happen right out of the gate, because that's just the Weissenberger life. So when I open my eyes, the very, very, very first thing I do is reach over and grab my gratitude paper. Or sometimes I'll do it in my notes in my phone if I don't have it by my bedside. But you guys, same thing, exactly how Lisa started this off, 5 things I'm grateful for every single day. And I try to be really creative, because it's really easy to say like my family, my health, my friends, my home, my business. I try to be very, very, very creative with that, you guys. So sometimes, and it's really funny, because what can be an annoyance one day is a blessing the next. There's a high school being built right behind my house that I'm super, super excited about. Not at all. When we moved in here, that was supposed to be protected land and nothing would be built back there. So we have all desert. And sometimes in the morning I hear that and I'm like, it's 4 a.m. Like seriously, like they're going to town building. And some mornings I flip that mindset and I'm like, we're so lucky to be where we are. Like we're in a nice neighborhood, whatever. Like I hear the birds chirping, right? I live in Arizona. Like my mornings are 65 degrees instead of below, like 65 below. So start there. And And then I dive directly into personal development. So from there, my husband, anybody on my team knows, like if they start writing me in the morning, you're not getting voice clipped. I'm not listening to voice clips. Like my husband is always sleeping on my stomach from like 5 to 6:30. So I've got my earbuds on and I'm doing personal development. And so I'm watching YouTube videos nonstop. I will reach over and read a book. If you guys don't have, like for me, I need a book light because Derek needs to be able to sleep. If he doesn't sleep, we're going to kill each other probably. So I am reading this book. It's called Fear is Not the Boss of You. And really, really, really good. So that's one way that I start my morning. I come out and I grab my capsules. I let my dogs out to pee. I take a picture of the sunrise or I make a story or something like that every single morning. I kind of note the temperature, like small things, you guys, like, okay, it's 7:02 or 6:53 or 6:11. And like, for some reason for me, it just kind of is part of my morning routine and gratitude, honestly, because if you've ever been to Arizona, the skies here are gorgeous in the morning. And it's like the last quiet I'm ever going to get because the second people start waking up, my daycare kids start getting here, my dogs are up, like life is nuts, right? And then I have my own routine, like Shannon. We're very similar in certain things, like as far as organization, my brain works a certain way, right? Maybe OCD, whatever, whatever you want to call it. But before I even start digging into my phone, because again, y'all know, especially if you have a big team, the second, literally, you guys, the second people see my messenger is like active, it's nonstop all day. So I focus, I come out to the kitchen and literally I have a cleaning routine. Like I fill my sink with Pine Sol, I clean, I've got my whole space. My area is completely clean. I Windex all of my appliances. This is dead serious, right? This is my peace. This is my meditation. This is my getting my space ready for the day, making sure that everything is totally legit for me. I clean my desk is glass and it gets so fingerprinty. So I clean that area and I sit down on my computer and I make a to-do list every single day. So for me, this is what and guys, I'm not normally up at 5 out here, so forgive me, I haven't done Wednesday yet, but this is my Tuesday to-do list, okay? I've got my personal stuff up here and then all my business stuff down here. And these are the things that I want to get done every single day. So it puts me in that mind space that like, I put the hardest things first, the things that I don't want to do. Like
Swallow the frog.
What?
Swallowing the frog. It
Yes.
reminds me of that book.
Yes.
You take the hardest thing, the thing you don't want to do or the thing that annoys you the most, and you knock it out first. You guys, that book is so good.
It's so good. But that's for me, like, listen, back in the day when we had to check auto ships manually and whatever, like that was like a nightmare for me. So at the time,
thank you.
check
Sorry.
auto ships because I got in that mindset. But if you let until the end of the day, like let's say you have to make appointments for your kid's dentist and you don't want to sit on hold, or you have to, go grocery shopping, get it done first. So you're not dreading it all day because that is mentally going to just drag you down. But that's, for me, that's kind of it. Once I get going and I touch my phone, I grab my phone and I'm ready to do the thing. And sometimes those are flips. Sometimes I will grab my phone still in bed, but for me, and this is such a cool thing, a social media coach taught me this one time and it's stuck with me forever. As a network marketer, as somebody in MLM, whatever you want to call it, we tend to be selfish people, right? Everything is the me factor. And he taught us to flip that mind script, like completely flip it all the way around. When people grab their phone, they open social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook, the very first thing we do is go to notifications. We want to know what somebody commented on, somebody liked on, we want to check our messages. We are like, people are ego driven. We are selfish when it comes to social media. So he taught us to, when you grab your phone, the very first thing you do is hugs and high fives. So for me, I will not immediately go to my notifications. I will immediately pick up my phone. When I open Facebook, I'm going to go hug, like hugs and high fives, love, like, comment, interact, follow up with, check on. I'm putting other people first. And I will do that on at least 10 posts before I even touch my inbox or my notifications. And I have trained my brain, and especially when I was really active on Instagram, but I've trained my brain that when I hit my messages, when I hit my notifications, I've earned that. I've put other people first before myself. And now I can go and look and see what concerns me, who liked, who commented, who interacted on my stuff, because I've already taken care of the other people first. So that's it.
You know what? You know what I love about the industry of network marketing is you can be organized like Stacee. You can be a hot mess like me. You can be, you could be anybody. You can do it your way. You find your way to do it. Like for me, it's sticky notes in the back of pieces of paper. Like, look, okay, this is a card that was laying around for something, and then I wrote something important on the back. Like, this is me, okay? It's my life, and I know what works. And that's okay too, guys. That's okay too. So don't go, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make it to the top because I can't be like Stacee. Dude, there are very few people can be as amazing as Stacee. I'm like, why can't I just be that awesome? But you know what? It's okay because I find a way that works for me. And that I think is what's the most important thing ever. So I hope you guys took a little bit of something from Shannon, Heather, myself, Stacee, maybe combine some things, whatever works for you. But at the end of the day, I think you're getting it. I don't know a 200K that I've ever spoken to that doesn't start their day off in some shape or form the way that we just talked about. And I feel like there's a lot of you guys skipping over that, well, I don't have time and my kids get up and then I have to go to work. Guess what? You make the time. Just like Shannon said, she could wake up when her kids get up, but she gets up earlier to make sure that she fits this stuff in because it is that important in your success. I'm going to say it one more time, and I say it every freaking Zoom. I'm pretty sure you're over me here and you're hearing me say it, but this business is 99% mindset, and it's what we're going to talk about today. It's our main topic, the power of positive thinking going into the new year, and how we hone in on that. But I will tell you what, it starts with how you start your day. How you start your day is how you're going to, it's everything. And then the consistency with that. Prove to yourself that you can be consistent with something, because that's your guys' issue, is you are not consistent with your posting. You're not consistent with your business. You're not consistent with this. You're not consistent with the diet. You're not consistent with the healthy eating. You're not consistent with the working out. You're not consistent with the, whatever it is. You're just not consistent. Consistency is the key to all things in life, to all growth. Behind all growth is consistency. And anybody you ask that's successful in anything in this life, they say the same thing. They stayed consistent. They stayed consistent when other people wouldn't. They stayed consistent when others would have given up. They stayed consistent through the hard, through the bad, through the good, all of it, right? They stayed consistent. It's never anything anybody wants to hear. I know we all want the magic, right? Give me something else, Lisa. Say something else. It's the consistency, guys, and it's the power of your mindset. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I wanted to go into Lavelle news real quick. Look, same things are going on. We've got the Ultimate Challenge coming up. If you want to know more about that, you've got to catch Monday's Zoom. We talked a lot about the Ultimate Thriver Challenge coming up. A great way, especially in the new year, to bring in those prospects. Again, another way to get your prospects excited, get prospects on board, and wait for them to earn some cash, right? We also have 12 days of Christmases flying everywhere. Get in one of them. We personally have a team one. I know Chas is doing something, like everybody's doing something. Y'all find one, get your prospects in it. Again, third-party credibility. That's what December is about, is getting people in front of people's third-party credibility. No, did y'all see Paul's post in January? I am stoked. Okay, what did Paul's post say? I don't know. Who knows? Is there something I missed? I don't know. Okay, nobody's speaking up, so I'll go read it. Go find Paul's post. But there's always something going on in this company. It's hard to keep up sometimes. You guys stay plugged in and stay plugged into your upline, but take January and really hone in on your business. And I want to take a minute to plug me and Stacee for a minute, because we rock. And it's okay to say that. Like, be conceited, y'all. Like, say, I am amazing at this. I love this. And one of the things Stacee and I are bomb at is closing the deal, y'all. Stacee and I are so good with words. If you guys have not heard our Zoom, We have a Zoom out there that we literally talk for like an hour and a half on the right words, wording, how to close the deal, how to, and I hate using close the deal, because that always makes me feel like I'm talking about people like they're just some kind of sale. But and let's get real here. Like Stacey and I say in that Zoom, y'all, you sell something, get over it. Stop trying to pretend like you don't. Stop trying to pretend like it's a bad thing. Everybody's selling something, right? And so at the end of the day, it's all about wording. And I wanted to plug this book really quick before we get into today's topic, because it's one of my favorites. It's called Exactly What to Say, The Magic Words of Influence and Impact by Phil M. Jones. This little book is something that can get you started on that right wording, on those little things that you can say. And just a quick example, I'll put it to this page. Don't worry, a magic phrase. Don't worry is a magic phrase, and it gives you a bunch of examples. Anything you can think of. There's so many. I can't, like, we would be here all day. When would be a good time? Another magic phrase. So many magic little phrases in this little book. I found it in the airport, and that was about a year and a half ago, and I pick up this little baby all the time. But Stacey, I think it's because the new year's coming. We definitely need to do a recap of that Zoom. And you guys, it's all about, how do you get somebody how do you sell somebody that tells you it's too expensive? Guess what? If you watched our Zoom, we give you the answer. We give you the answer. Everything that you have ever stumbled on when it comes to how do I close this person, we cover. And it works, I'm telling you, 90% of the time. Are you still going to get no's? We all get no's. Yeah, you could say the most perfect thing. We could have Jesus could come down from the heavens and say Lavelle is the best company and product on the planet, and there still will be people that say I don't want that. You could be the most magical wording person on the planet and say all of the right things, and there are still going to be people that just don't want it right now, and that's okay. But if you got a prospect, anybody that's in your inbox asking you questions, they're obviously questioning. They obviously want to know. There's obviously something in the back of their mind wanting them to know more about this product. So yeah, that's coming. I just want you to know that. I think this week we need to tackle that, but it's coming. So you guys, will put it out there. If you see it, you need to get on it, and you need to get your team on it. Again, you dictate your success, no one else. Let's hop into today's topic. Our topic today is your self-talk. Heather brought this up, and I thought, man, going into the new year, if y'all don't change your self-talk, I don't even know. Heather, I'm even going to let you start this topic off.
Okay. So I literally had the most amazing.
Like I make all the decisions.
You've been bossing.
Heather. I made the decision.
Thank you. Listen, you guys, Lisa's been bossing me around for 8 years. I just let her.
Shut up. You liar. Hey, I've been guiding you.
Oh, she's guiding me. Okay. Yeah. No, she's bossy. Just kidding. Okay. So I'm so manifestation is just my deal, my gig, and I'll tell you why. I have been seeing a holistic energy healer for the last 3 years. If you don't know what that is just somebody who I kind of feel like it's therapy in a whole different light. I started seeing her 3 years ago because I had a lot of stuff from my life that I needed to unpack and stop carrying around to get rid of. You can't move forward in your life if you're carrying around old baggage, right? Every day, all day, you're going to be fighting an uphill battle. So yesterday, I actually had a session with her, and, we were talking about how going into 2021, we literally are in perfect alignment right now to ask for everything that we want and desire. Like the heavens and the universe are opening up more than they ever have, where you are either going to be stuck in your victim cycle, you're going to be stuck in your negative self-talk about why I can't be successful, why I can't lose weight, why I can't have a good marriage, why my kids don't listen to me. Or you can flip everything over and you can start saying the opposite. Like, I believe what you think, you bring about. And I could sit many times in my life and sit in a place where I could have felt sorry for myself. I could have said, well, this is just the way it is. And I don't know why my life has to be so tough. And this isn't fair. And I mean, you name it, we all can say those things at any given time. But I chose to say, there's a lesson here. There's something I need to learn. I need to sit back and I need to just feel this, because it's okay to have those moments. You need to feel your shit. I mean, you can't just ignore your shit. It's not going to go anywhere if you ignore it. I promise. It's just going to pile up. And one day you're going to have a really big pile of poop to have to deal with. I don't know where I'm getting the poop analogy, but it's just, so this last 3 years, I've unpacked a lot of that stuff. I've let go of a lot of self-talk, negative things that were holding me back. Maybe they stemmed from childhood. Maybe they stemmed from high school. I don't know, but they were there, where I would, have that talk in my head. Well, you're really not going to be successful, or, just be quiet. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say. Or what gives you the right to think that you have the words to say? Or, people are just going to think you're bragging, or, your own family doesn't even want to listen to you. Like, I have overcome those things that held me back. And Lisa knows I've had a lot of conversations with her over 8 years of things that personally held me back because of the way I looked at it, because of the way I spoke about it. I spoke life into the bad. I was continuously speaking life into the defeat aspect of things, the element of why it's not going to work out for me. You guys, I think I was more afraid of success than I was a failure. I was more afraid of getting to a position of success like I am now. And I don't feel like I'm ever going to reach that, because for me, success is an unattainable thing. It just is something I'm going to continue to strive for. And I'm not just talking financially. I just mean success in my life, where I go to bed at night, I put my head on the pillow and I go, you know what? I did the best damn job I could do today in my life. And I'm proud of myself for that. But everything that you say to yourself, like, will dictate what today looks like for you. So if you're waking up every day and you're saying, this isn't really going to happen for me. See, I knew another thing was going to come in my way. Another roadblock was set up. You need to start shifting your perspective as to why those things are coming in your path. There's something you're meant to learn. There's something you're meant to heal. There's something you're meant to get over, because it's going to teach you how to deal with that next thing. None of us on the Zoom, in life, regardless, will be obstacle free. So there's no such thing as I'm going to wait for the perfect time, the perfect scenario, the perfect flow of my life to start doing my business. Like, I have worked in the trenches of hell in this business. I have worked from my husband's hospital room. I have been on calls, walking up and down hospital floors, because there is no perfect time. The time is now, and stuff's going to happen. So shifting your brain, shifting your thought process into the positive is so important, even when it's really difficult. So like, if you don't have The Secret, it's like such a simple little book, but it talks about that. It talks about setting your intentions in the positive way. I mean, we really do have the power. If you're sitting there right now thinking, God, that's me, that sounds like me, my life is a struggle, why is everything so hard for me? You literally have the power to manifest that, and you're sitting in it, and you're sitting in your shit. You also have the power to manifest the complete opposite. I don't know why our human brain is so wired to believe the bad first, but once you start making the shift in your mind, it really does become part of the daily thing you do too. When something occurs, you're going to be like, you know what, I'm going to look at that differently. I'm going to figure out what the lesson is there. There's a blessing in it. And I'm going to move forward from that. Like, that's where my meditation comes in. That 10 minutes in the morning is literally knowing that my thoughts are going to come in. I'm either going to give them power, or I'm going to kick them out. I'm going to give that thought power, and I'm going to take ownership of it. I'm going to attach emotion to it. And I'm going to be like, yep, that's exactly, like, you can do that to the bad element of your day. Like, oh, see, I knew that today was going to suck. Or you can say something different. Like, you know what? That's okay that this happened. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to do this today. I know that wasn't the greatest scenario for me, but I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shift my thinking. Like, this stuff to me, you guys, blows my mind, because I can sit here and talk about the power of positive thinking all day long and believe with the absolute core of my being that I'm going to manifest everything I think about. And it isn't just what you say, because the universe and God and whatever you believe doesn't just hear your words, he hears your thoughts. It's just so powerful. So shift your mind, shift your whole damn life. Like, I am so big into this. Like, I love my energy healer. She has totally changed my life, because I used to sit in a space where I felt like people were coming at me. It was my fault. I was like, I'm not worthy. See, I knew they didn't like me. I mean, I have dealt with a lot of those things, even within my business structure. And it was me. And that's the hardest thing to realize, you guys. My energy healer says it all the time. It's a mere moment, she tells me. And there's been a lot of F-bombs, you know, at her. I'm like, shut up. I don't want your mere moment right now. Stick it. But it's true. The mere moment is, you need to look at where you're accountable in that. How are you accountable in that dysfunctional relationship? How are you accountable in somebody doing something, right? We all have accountability. There's 3 ways to the story. There's yours, theirs, and the truth. It's just the way it is. But shifting your mind into not thinking the bad right off of the bat, looking at people with love, stopping the judgment. If you stop the judgment of yourself, you'll stop the judgment of everybody else. And when you start just looking at everything in the vision of love, man, life flips around for you in such a beautiful way that even when the shit is happening, it's not that bad.
You know, you mentioned The Secret. First book I ever read in this industry, first book given to me, changed my life. Like, I tell people 10 years later, I don't know if I'd be sitting here today, because it was all a mindset shift. It opened so many doors. And I got to tell you, Heather, the person that I met, I wish people literally, I had a camera that I could just show a clip of your life, of your evolution when I met you to now. I can't even believe it. I cannot believe it. You were so, I can't even believe it. Like, I just can't freaking believe it. You guys have no idea. When you say that I can't change, this is who I am, or I've been this way for so long, dude, Heather's a completely different person, and all for the better. Like, not that she was a horrible person before, but I'm just saying, like, everything about her, the conversations we have are different. The way everything. And it's because she made a decision to be better, to get better, to pick up books, to change her mindset. And she started manifesting things into her life. I mean, even as far as, I can't even believe how far you've come just in the 4 years we've been in Lavelle. I mean, I remember your negative soft talk when we started Lavelle, and some walls that we hit. And now, oh my God, like, it's just, it's a different person. Like, it just is. So don't think that you can't be different. Hey, Stacee and Shannon, who wants to jump in on this topic?
I definitely can. Positive thinking, like, same. I am so not Heather McCloskey. I am so not her. We are such different people. But you guys, every single thing is mindset. You know, it's, I feel like we all have our own individual stories, right? And I feel like a lot of times for me, people equivalent like really crazy, I guess tragedies would be like, my family has been through a lot, right? At 43 years old, I've been through a lot of loss and things like that. But it really is like, if I didn't learn how to flip that mindset 20 years ago, I definitely wouldn't even probably be here, to be honest with you. You have every single, you have the ability every single moment of every single day. And Heather, like, literally, that is probably one of the coolest lines that I've ever heard. It's a mere moment. And I wrote that down on my paper, and I love it. I love that, because every single thing, like, and I saw somebody put it kind of in the chat, you guys, if you are having a bad moment, it's a moment. It's not an hour. It's not a day. It's not a week. It's not a month. It's not a year. And it's not a lifetime, right? We all have crazy days. And that's what I love about this business, is we can be relatable. In this industry, I feel like that's where the real lies. And it's, you know, when Shannon said, when I'm having a shit day, I go live, right? So I do not go live when I'm having a shit day, because it would totally rattle me and make it that much worse for me. And I get anxious about live videos in the first place, but I will learn the lesson in it and go live once I'm past the situation and speak about it the next day, the next week, things like that. But every single thing that hits your life, like, I didn't know Heather back then. I didn't get to see that transformation. But even just being here 3 years, I've seen a huge transformation. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And I almost feel like in some ways, she kind of mentors me in this little way, like, here, watch this video. I know exactly what you're going through here, do this. I've been through that. And that is a really, really cool, take advantage of your circle, you guys. Follow the people that have been through the stuff, right? It's really easy to follow people that say they're doing the things. It's so much more powerful to follow the people that are doing the things, right? If you want to figure out how to get through a patch where, 15 people quit on your team, or nobody's doing a damn thing, or your chat is dead, hang out with the people that have been through it and have a positive mindset about it, right? We always, always, always talk about it, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but it literally is my life. You have the opportunity every single day to choose how you want to approach life. Everybody knows who Winnie the Pooh is, right? You all know. Do you want to approach your life like Eeyore, or do you want to approach your life like Tigger? Are you going to be an Eeyore? Are you going to be that oh ho hum? And listen, this is not about like, oh, they're picking on the down in the dumps person, or no. Like, let's just use it in context this way. Are you going to be that person that, if Shannon has a bad day, is she going to reach out to Lisa because she knows Lisa's having a bad week? And are they going to boo-hoo and belly whine together and feel sorry for each other and trash talk and, get stuck there? Or is Shannon going to go, you know what? I know for a fact Danny is killing it right now, and I am in my field. So I'm going to reach out to Danny, and Danny is going to bring me up, right? It's really easy, guys. You can choose to be that, oh, poor me, or you can choose to be that Tigger. And if you lost your excitement, you literally have the ability to dig deep and do the personal development, go back to your why and get yourself excited again. If I'm feeling unexcited, the first thing I do is go to try to find somebody that is excited, right? You can unpack, like you can bitch, you can moan, you can whine, you can do all those things. But if you live there, your business is going to be in the toilet, you guys. It's going to be in the toilet. And I think every single person can understand we're all imperfect. I have my moments. I have my moments that I'll reach out to Danny and be like, I'm going to kill somebody, Dan's. And she's like, okay, cool. Well, we can't both be grumpy on the same day. So here's this. And you've got to find your people like that. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most, right? So if Hyder is a negative Nelly all the time, boo-hooing and this business sucks and December sucks and enrollment suck. And I'm just like one of my biggest things, and I drive my team nuts, I'm sure, because I'm like, you know what? Love you. Come back when you're done. Put on your positive fans, go enroll somebody, and then hit me up. Come back to the chat. I've literally, like, in a funny, comical way, I've literally left my own leadership chats before. Like being like, I gotta go. Add me back when you guys are like positive Hollies, because we all have our days, but you've got to find a way to get yourself out of it. The biggest thing for me, I have learned, and life has taught me, you've got to put your phone down sometimes. You've got to put it down, right? You get that jerk customer, you get that teammate that wants to whine to you about whatever. You get, so many people blowing you off or leaving you on red, or something doesn't go your way, or you miss a promotion, or you forget to put in a promo code, or whatever it is. You guys, put down your phone. Put down your phone and learn to take a breather and not a break. When you take a break, dude, it's really hard to come back. When you take a breather, you put your phone down for the night, you watch the 100 with your husband, you spend some time with your kids, and you pick that shit up tomorrow and you are energized again. That's all. That's all I got.
Amen. And I have a rule, 10 minutes, like it's 5 minutes. Like somebody calls me and they're having a bad day, they want to complain. 5 minutes, go at it. Complain all you want. And then after that, it's all positive. We talk about how to change this mindset. We talk about how we're going to get over this, how we're going to get through this. And that's the problem I think a lot of you guys fall into, is you're sucked in. It's the 80-20 rule, right? We're sucked in by the 80% of our time is spent with the 80% of people complaining, moaning, groaning. We'll get on a call that lasts an hour with somebody just yelling about their paycheck, or I didn't do this, or this person did this to me, or my team, blah, blah, blah. And you're getting nowhere, and you're wasting your time, and they're wasting your day, and it's all like wasting. So have some sort of a rule with your team that, look, if you have 5 minutes, and then now we talk about positivity moving forward, how we're going to get past this. Oh, and you got to put a time limit on conversations like that, or else you're going to get sucked in. And that hour that you just spent with that negative person, you could have just been on another call with somebody positive, planning out their day and their business and where they're going to go from here, and their goals and their dreams. And that's where you should be spending 80% of your time, is with those 20% of people that are ready to grow, ready to learn, ready to move forward, be positive, and make those changes. Shannon, do you want to end us out with anything before we get into our 100 Days of Brave?
I mean, I don't think that I really have a whole lot else. I really liked the whole, everything that Stacee just said. Like, you know, misery loves company. You've got to make sure that, you know, you limit your time to talking negatively if you're going to, just for a couple of minutes, and you get back out there and you start talking positive again. And then, you know, also being that person that somebody comes to. So like, I mean, I can't imagine being like Chastity Marie. She's like one of the most inspiring people I've ever met. You know, if I was feeling down and I had a relationship that was really close with her, I know that I would want to go to her for some kind of inspiration. So, I mean, that's got to be draining. So you just have to remember to, you know, fill your cup as often as you can. You know, watch inspiring videos, go follow somebody who motivates the pants right off of you. Like, you're not tired, you're uninspired. I love that so much. So, you know, if you're in a funk right now and you're just not feeling it, go and find somebody who is, and, you know, get inspired by them and get your groove back.
I love it. No, it's so true. And I mean, if you hang out, Chas just said, come spend 2 days with me. It's so true. Like, just go hang out with Chas. She doesn't let you stay there. And that's what good leaders do, guys, is they don't let you stay there. They're like, moving on. Okay, what can we do to fix this? Let's go. And a bad leader, and I'm just going to put this out there, are bad leaders. A bad leader is going to sit there and wallow with you, right? It is so important that you're not letting, hey, if you're getting on the phone and your leader's like, yeah, that sucks, and yeah, we're just gonna kill them all. Like, I'm sorry, but you need to find someone else that can help lift you up, because you are just talking to someone that is keeping you where you are, and that is not what life is about. And Stacee said it, you're like the 5 people you hang out with. You are. So who are the 5 people that are in your ear the most, guys? And even if you live with a husband that doesn't support you, friends and family that tell you you're silly, you can still make the 5 people you listen to that are in your brain space the most people on this team. That is still possible. I've watched people do it, and it's an amazing thing. If you stick through it, you get through that hard, how your friends and family start coming around as your success starts to blossom in this company. In fact, I don't know anybody that is 200K that, you know, they have, you know, their husband didn't eventually come around, right? Their mom didn't come around, you know, and the people that don't, they just keep out of their life. And it's okay to keep people out of your life that are not breathing life into your goals, life into your dreams. You guys, awesome Zoom as usual. And if you guys have been following us in the mornings, if you're brand new, we're doing something called 100 Days to Brave. Tiffany Adicott on our team, they had this idea to do end out our mornings for the next 100 days with the book 100 Days to Brave. Very cheap book you can go buy. And basically she's going to read us a little passage, and at the end it gives us a little like challenge for the day to be brave and go do something. And I think it's just freaking awesome. So Tiffany, I'm going to hand it over to you, and we're going to end out our morning.
All right, you guys. So we are on day 5 of this book, and the book is called 100 Days to Brave, like Lisa had said. So day 5, it says, just start. Saul said to David, go, and the Lord be with you. That is 1 Samuel 17:37. And the passage reads, I think the hardest thing about writing is the blank page or computer screen. It said that to be a writer is to have homework every day for the rest of your life. You remember that feeling, don't you? When you have a paper to write or an assignment to turn in and you don't know if you can do it. Get started. It's so hard to start, whether it's writing a book, training for a 5K, or any other dream that you may have, to start the journey toward that thing. I don't know what it is for you, is not a journey to courage. The moment you take that first step, the moment you start. Little seeds of courage, the ones I believe are already planted there right now, begin to sprout in your heart. You aren't headed out to find courage. It's in you. It is blooming, and it is with you as you travel and say yes to things that seem scary. For those little seeds of courage have been growing in your heart for weeks, maybe even years. Then at some point, your heart began to beat with a different rhythm, and now here you are, ready to take the first brave step. You just have to start, my friend. The thing is whispering on your insides. Maybe for you, it's writing a note, singing a song, making a phone call, or having a conversation, composing a story, writing a check, booking that trip, sending an email, going on a date, reading a book, signing up. I'm trying to list as many options as possible, but you know the thing that God is doing in your life better than I do. It's time to get quiet before the Lord and ask Him what it looks like for you to live a life of courage today. Just start. So the challenge for today is be brave. What does it look like for you to take a step of courage today that will help you start?
Oh, I love that. Start something, you guys. Don't be like everyone else. I always say in this industry, especially, you've got to be the 1%. And I don't mean the 1%, top 1% money makers, no, the mindset of the top 1%. And that mindset is that person that doesn't wait till January 1st to start something. They say, I'm starting today. I'm starting right after this Zoom. Not I'm starting next week or I'll start on Monday. They're that person that says, I'm doing it now. And it's crazy how that mindset, that's the only difference. You guys, I've seen 200Ks that have been to jail, haven't graduated from high school, were on food stamps. I've seen some that were doctors and lawyers, and guess what they have in common? The only thing they had in common was they're willing to step outside of their comfort zone and start now. And they're never, ever, ever, ever deterred by anyone else. You guys, if you are putting that much faith into one individual, like myself, Chas, Stacee, Heather, Shannon, Tiffany, you can't do that. You cannot dictate your future and where you're going based off anyone else. It was so crazy. I don't know if you guys know who Rachel Hollis is, and then we'll end this out. Rachel Hollis was somebody that everybody and their mother was following. I don't know about you guys, but I attended her Rise conference. It was awesome. And then Rachel Hollis went through a divorce, and all of a sudden, all of these people were on her page and they were leaving these comments, and I was just appalled. They were like, you, and some of you, maybe you were one of those people leaving the comments, and that's okay. We all have our own opinions. But for me personally, I was like, who are all these people to judge? If you're putting all your faith into one person that much, something's wrong. Like, so just because she did all these amazing things for me at the Rise conference, because she then went through a divorce and people felt duped, and then a book, and there's so many things, right? I don't know her life, but you want to know what I know is that at that time she helped me. That conference helped me. It's something I'll never forget because I went with special people, and there were words that came out of Rachel Hollis's mouth and still do that make a difference. But what she does in this world, where she goes, if she decided to worship the devil tomorrow and come out with a devil worshiping book, I am not going to put my faith in one person so much that that's going to make me not believe in Jesus anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think some of you are putting faith into people and things that they should not dictate your future, your success, your path. Be so strong in your path. Be so strong in where you're headed. Be so strong in your conviction that no one or nothing, them changing their mind or what they do or the road that they decide to travel or change, that has nothing to do with where you're going. Because if you're putting that much faith into one individual, that's scary. then something is wrong. And you know what? You can look up to people, you can follow people, you can be inspired in people. But I love what Chas said. Chas said, you know, there's seasons, and sometimes you have to make a shift, and sometimes Chas is my jam, and then other times I need someone else, and then sometimes I might need these person words. But I do not put my future and where I'm going and where I'm headed. No one has that much power, right? And if they change their mind, you know, it'd be like tomorrow. You know how much I look up to Chas, how much Chas and I have been friends, and how much I think of her. If she called me tomorrow and said, Lisa, I'm quitting Lavelle, that good luck, my friend. That would not make me go in any way. In no way would that ever make me go, oh my God, Chas, so I'm going with you. Like, I have my path. I know where I'm going. And Chas would never do that in a million years. But like, let's just say, you guys have to understand that you cannot let anyone veer you away from whatever path you are down. And that includes all of those people in your life speaking at you daily. When you talk about your diet, you know, I live in a household full of kids that won't stop buying ice cream, and they know that's my weakness. And I have to put my foot down, right? Like, I'm not going to let them deter me from my path because I'm around people, right? So what do I need to do? I need to make sure that I got my daughter a little freezer in her room, and that's where she keeps it, dude, because guess what? It's a little fridge with a little freezer, because then I won't see it in the freezer, right? You figure it out, but nobody's deterring me from my path and where I'm going, right? So you guys, amazing Zoom as usual. Happy Wednesday. We will see you this Friday with some new hosts, new people, new topics. I can't wait. And I'm sure there will be new team news by then. I'm sure Lavelle will drop some kind of bomb. They always do. I'm so grateful and so blessed to spend every morning with all of you. I want to thank Heather. I want to thank Shannon. And I want to thank Stacee, all for getting up this morning, sharing their hearts, their tips, and gosh, and most of all, I want to thank all of you for showing up. When we get almost 200 people at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. my time, 4 a.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. Eastern, dude, I mean, people want this, and no better way to start off your day. So I want to thank you guys so much. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks, ladies. Thanks, everyone. Have the best day ever.